Hi, so this is Attia and welcome to Zaiqa's World. So I'm going to teach you guys how to cook lovely delicious chicken. Well, who loves chicken? Do you? Well, I love chicken. Obviously, let me just tell you a secret. The secret is I actually don't know how to cook, and I told my mum to get a chef for myself so I know how to cook. So that'll be great. Anyways, let's begin. So what you need to do firstly is obviously be aware of your surrounding. So before you're going to start cooking, make sure you clean your hands. Cleaning hands is very vital, because if you don't clean your hands, you can easily contaminate anything, and we don't want that, right? And also, if you have your hair open or anything like that, make sure you tie it up, because that hair can fall onto your food and stuff, and we don't want that. So let's begin. You also do need to check for any allergy reaction or anything like that that you've previously have suffered from. Make sure you do go to the doctors and check within the ingredients that you don't have any allergic reaction or anything like that, because allergy is very bad and it can get serious as well. So for instance, if you are allergic to, I don't know, nuts, that's not going to be good, is it, if you're going to put nuts in there? So with this cooking, it does have cashew nuts, so just to be aware, you do need to take cashew nuts out if you are allergic to it. What you need to do next is get yourself a pen and paper. So with pen and paper, you'll be able to know what exactly needs to be in there within the food criteria. So firstly, what you need is half chicken, which is about a half kg. So once you've done that, you then need onions, and that needs to be finely chopped. Secondly, you need ginger garlic paste, and that needs to be literally just 1 tablespoon, and that's about it. You then need red chili powder, literally half a tablespoon. So you don't need to end up putting, well, it actually does depend on yourself. So you might want to put a bit more into it, and if you don't want to put a bit more, just literally just put half a tablespoon, that'd be enough. Turmeric powder, literally just 1 pinch. You need 1 pinch of that, put it in there, and that's it. You need coriander powder, which is 1 tablespoon. Cumin powder, 1 tablespoon again, and that's it. And then you need a tomato puree, literally 1 big size of tomato puree, which is going to obviously go inside this saucepan that you're going to be cooking in. You then need cashew nuts. Now, as I did say from the beginning, cashew nuts, they can be quite dangerous for yourself, maybe if you are allergic, obviously. So if that is the case, take the cashew nuts. You don't really necessarily need them, but if you do, it will just give you a little bit more of the taste, which could be quite good and tasty. You then need the kasuri methi. Now, what you need is literally a 1/4 tablespoon of that, and you're going to put that in there. You then need the curry leaves, which are 1 bunch of the curry leaves. I actually like curry leaves. They are actually quite nice. You know, when you put it in the curry, it tastes really tasty, doesn't it? Okay, you then need salt. So don't put too much. It might not be too good for the health. Obviously, be aware of it again, what you're putting in for your cooking. You then need oil and 1/2 tablespoon. So oil, obviously 1/2 tablespoon. That's all the ingredients that you do need and are going to be essential for this cooking period. So let's begin. So firstly, what you need to do is turn on the flame, place in the saucepan. Once you've done that, you then add the chopped onions, and then make sure when you are putting the onions in there, make sure that they have gone into, like, you know, golden, crispy, golden onions, and then you add the chopped onions in. Make sure you then add ginger garlic paste, which was again 1 tablespoon. You've got to then mix well for at least 1 to 2 minutes, and you then add in the fresh chicken pieces. You put that in and mix it in. You then have to close the pan, and once you have closed it, just leave it for 5 to 10 minutes, let it settle. So once it has settled down, you can, you know, come back to it obviously in 5-10 minutes, and make sure that all the water is evaporated from the chicken. So once you do go into it, look at it. Is it evaporated? Yes, no. You need to be aware of that as well. Once it has been evaporated, of course, you can carry on cooking. Then you close the lid and leave it on for 5 minutes. After that, literally just add in the chili powder, add turmeric powder, and roast in the cumin powder. Now, you got to then add the kasuri methi and hand crushed powder. You need to make sure that it is all mixed in well. So remember what it was. So it was the red chili powder, add the turmeric powder, add the roasted cumin powder, add the coriander powder and kasuri methi, and you can crush it and put it in, and make sure once you put in all of the ingredients, you got to make sure that you do mix it in really well, because you can't go wrong on that, obviously. Then once you have done all of that, you have added in everything. Once you mix it in, you put it in, put it to the side, leave it on for 5 minutes. So that should be good enough. So after the 5-minute cooking, what you need to then do, you need to add in the tomato puree, and then make sure you mix that in really, really well. Then add in 2 glasses of fresh water for gravy purposes, obviously. So if you do want it to be graviness and you want to see it, obviously you need to put in fresh water in it. And then what you need to do is add in salt. And again, as I did say, be aware of how much you're putting in as well. It can be like, for your health wise, it might not be as good. So you then mix that in, and then you close the lid and cook for 10 to 15 minutes and leave it on there. After that, once you have done that for 10-15 minutes, you then go back to the cooking saucepan and then add in the garam masala powder. And if you do want to, you can put in the cashew nuts as well. That's all up to you. Again, be aware of what you are putting in your cooking, because you don't want to get any kind of reactions. Once that is all done, your fantastic chicken is then made.